Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Yulee. The doctor is in. How are you all this morning? Hope you all are doing well and have been having really wonderful, splendid weekends. The weather here in Boston has finally been cooperating. It hasn't been so humid and muggy as it has been for the last couple weeks or so, and that has definitely made one inclined to be out and about and mix and mingle and just enjoy the city in the last few days of summer that we have here. But that's not the reason I wanted to come to you all this morning. I've had a little topic on my mind, and I've been sort of turning it over and over in my head, and this morning I guess I just have finally felt inspired to come and say something about it, to speak a little bit about it. It has to do with the relationship between a parent and their child, particularly one, in adolescence onward. And to be more specific, it has to do with gay kids coming out to their parents and the relationship that follows suit after that moment. I mean, for me, because I'm the only one I can speak for me, when I came out to my parents, it was sort of staggered. I came out first to my father, and he was okay with it, and then I came out to my mother about a couple years after that, and she was a little less okay with it at first, but the idea of it all seemed to just take shape after a while, needless to say. And what I guess I've wanted to discuss pertains to the whole aftermath of that, coming out to one's parents, and the relationship that develops following that. Is there a relationship? Is the question. Are you and your parents able to discuss that, those of you that are in this situation? Or even, not even about, gay children coming out to their parents. It can be any sort of life-defining announcement that any child has to tell their parents, something that, will cause a little bit of controversy in your relationship with your parent. How do you, how do things develop following that event? And for me, I've noticed this, and I'm sure a lot of other people have as well. It seems that, certain parents they'll say, oh, well, it's not something I imagined for you in your life, not something I wanted, but I love you and I will accept you. But you never talk about that aspect of your life from that point onward. It's like you have that one initial discussion and then nothing else is said. And it's like, this weird silent understanding that, well, they're going to live their lives and I'm going to live mine. We know it's been said and nothing else needs to be said about it, because it's something I'd rather not be constantly reminded of. And so it leaves me wondering, what's the good in sharing something so personal and so important to oneself and how one conducts their life if you can't ever discuss it with someone that you feel is that someone that could be that major support system in your life. I'm not saying this is the case, obviously this isn't the case with every situation like this. There are some parents that, upon hearing the news about their child's sexuality, just embrace them and just say, well, I don't see that part of you. I just see you as my child, and I love you no matter what. But then, there is that other side of the coin where, the parents will say that, but then, like I said, things just go silent. And, you start to wonder, you being the person, you being the child, start to wonder, well, don't they ever want to know about what's going on with my life, that aspect of my life? Don't they want to know, have I been, successful in meeting people, or am I dating, or, what's going on with me? Not that it has to be a constant aspect of conversation, like I said, but it's a shame that it seems to be never discussed. Is that making sense? This is something I've, had discussions with some of my friends and other close people in my life, where, they feel in the same situation. It's like they wish that their parents would ask them, and they wish they could bring it up without it being sort of a pins and needles sort of conversation where, it's like they want to know, but then they really don't, because they'd rather not hear about it, and they'd rather not constantly re-acknowledge the fact that their child is gay, yet they say they are supportive and, will be there for them, so to speak. It seems like a double standard at times. So, I don't know, I don't know if I've said this in a clear and concise enough way, but, I just felt the need to say something, and it seems to be a common phenomenon amongst a lot of people these days. The more I've thought about it myself, and it's a type of relationship I wish I had with my family. And I don't know if it just requires me simply saying, why don't you ask me about my life more, or if it has to, I think it has to be a mutual thing. But I don't know, I have to admit I haven't quite figured out how to mitigate this situation like that. It's going to take a lot of, I guess, soul searching on my part, and perhaps my family's part, to let it be something that is not so scary to talk about. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought I would say something about that, and I think this is only the beginning of what could be a very interesting topic. So on that note, I would like to open the floor up to you all, my few subscribers and viewers that may be in this situation, or may have something to say about this situation. What do you think of parents that, say they accept their children and love their children, but can never seem to discuss the aspect of their lives that, has caused controversy in the first place? If they accept them and love them so much, what do you think is keeping the barrier between the lines of communication on that aspect of their lives? Get in touch, let me know, and hopefully we can talk more about this in the future. Have a great day, everyone. On that note, I will say good day. Have a good one.